Hey there, how are you doing? I just wanted to talk a little bit about kind of the direction that I'm going in. My Samhain spell jar maybe isolated a few people. I definitely had some thinking about it. Although this channel has always been about like stepping beyond traditional wellness modalities. Yeah, the channel was originally called, well, it was the Live Rockstar, but I titled all my videos Beyond Raw Food. And it was dealing with mushrooms and not magic mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms, and a lot of the electroceuticals that I was getting into, things like grounding and organite and all of that stuff. And so it's always been the journey of this channel, although the journey of this channel to find the whole wide spectrum of wellness vibed things. And so the title of this video, Angels, Magick with a K, health food, health lifestyle. And so the last phrase, health lifestyle, that's the important thing of like, I do definitely run into a lot of people that I don't know how to talk about this in this COVID times, because I'm just actually realizing like I've tested like 6 times, and I would never test, to be honest, but my mom is in hospice. I'm around her like a couple times a week, so I just need to make sure that I'm not a leak, although I would not really care, because I've always known that I'm on tons of medicinal mushrooms, astragalus, an immune enhancing diet, which is 0 sugar. The carbs I do take in are super occasional, and they're usually not, I don't eat grain. Whether that's a gluten grain or whether that's quinoa, quinoa is incredibly satiating, tastes great. I love the taste of it, but there's just nothing going on there really as far as where my program is. Now, if I was maybe trying to train for a marathon or something like that, I would get into quinoa, but I'm not. I'm meditating all the time and doing ritual magic, ceremonial magic, and all that stuff. And so with meditation, well, I should actually just back up and go, I've always done magic back to when I was earliest memories. Anybody that writes a list of things that they want to get, like a list of manifestations or whatever, you probably wouldn't even call it that when you're a kid, but anybody that hasn't had done that before, they were aware of doing that, has it in their DNA to be a magician. And so as soon as I started picking up on that, I was just like, yeah. And then the big breakthrough for me, and so before that, I became really interested in health food at 13, 14. I was, yeah. And so these are all just things that are together of like taking human consciousness to the next level. And the thing that really always holds you back from going to the next level is the way you think, the fact that maybe you're out of touch with your emotions. And the only way to really connect in with that is through deep, silent, quiet meditation, transcendental meditation, vipassana, whatever. And then you can get there with the angels. They're around to help us like all the time. And how did I get into angels? There's probably a lot of people that are like, oh, just show Truth Calkins videos and stuff. And and I would all the time. But Truth Calkins is the one that got me into angels in 2009. I just was like, I knew the angel thing was kind of coming on. I was always into the New Age circle, into crystals, into magic books, into spell books and stuff. but the angels always kind of seemed a little lightweight to me. And so, yeah, at the time I was getting into Truth Calkins of just, driving 2 hours there all the time to see him. I was into doing whatever he was doing because I could feel the energy coming off of him. And he, at the tonic bar, were all these Dorian Virtue angel decks of like stuff. And then he would talk about that at times. And I just thought, well, okay, I'm basically surrendering, which is something that I don't really do. So what I can tell you is that, like, I got into it, and it's the most powerful thing I ever discovered. So, of course, this has to all be together. Of like, you don't need to do this stupid thing that society does. This is about this. This is about this. This is about this, and this is about this. It's all one. The more that you can make life all one and have, these sort of overlapping, like a Venn diagram of like attributes of things that you're into, and having them all like a flower, or like, the flower of life thing with all of its aspects. You can't do one without the other. You can't, especially when it comes to getting the mind under control. You are always a victim of your mind until you start meditating. There's no escape that. And so what I'm doing now, I'm taking it to a whole other level with, I'm reading the, I'm into Damien Eccles, which really got me going. I was already for years and years and years doing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. And then I learned there was another one, the lesser evoking ritual of the pentagram, which is a gestural, elemental connection with stuff. And when you start getting really serious into that and breathing deeply and staying focused on those, of where you're at, just like meditation, things happen. So the other one, meditation or ritual that I've added is the middle pillar meditation, which is kind of the primary one, which is the main middle circles in the tree of life, the Kabbalah or however you want to say it. I'm 5 or 6 weeks into it, and of not just of being focused, of where I'm doing it twice a day, and I'm focused on it, and I'm using as much intent, and all I can tell you is things happen. We are not what people think we are. Simple and plain. When I say what people, I mean the collective of this sort of numbness of, and then I just see it, and I'm getting sick to death with where I'm at right now with cell phone culture, and let's just in general call it stupid culture, of where when you start plugging into the essence of what we are, you're fed up with all of it. You just don't want anything to do with it anymore. And actually, it doesn't happen like that. That's completely wrong. That's sort of the negative approach I'm trying not to have, or I'm trying to not talk that much, especially gossipy, backbiting, like things, like just stopping that. It's so interesting. Like, I've been on that for a little while. When I say a little while, years. But how easy it is to slip into talking about people when you're sort of bored or whatever. And yeah, so that stuff just falls away. It doesn't, what did I say that I corrected on myself of like, you're fed up with it. I'm not fed up with it. My interest in stuff is disappearing, and I just want to connect more into the spirit, more into the understanding my will. And that's it, of like projecting your will, what you do, what you're here for. Okay, that's enough. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that more. Angels, Magick with a K, health food, health lifestyle, all one. Meditation in there too, but title's too long with meditation in there. I already talked enough about meditation. All right, peace out. Support me by supporting my music, links in the drop down. And that's it for today.